Michelle O'Neill here, your purposeful living coach and boundary strategist, and I help heart centered, high achieving, successful women create and execute their own unique blueprint for creating that extraordinary, purposeful life. And I am so thrilled that you are here with me this morning. Look, it can be rough sometimes. And one of the biggest challenges that we face of letting go of things is holding on to those things that are holding us back. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. But first, I want you to tell me if this is your first time being here and you are a newbie. Go ahead and put hashtag newbie. Let me know who you are and where you're from. And if you've been here before and watched my lives before, go ahead and put hashtag legacy so I can give you both a shout out. Remember who you are and where you're from so I can say, hey. Now, we were talking about the fact of overcoming those obstacles, right? And one of the greatest challenges that we're often faced with is how to let those go. Let those things go that are holding us back. We want to hold on to them so tight. And whether they're physical possessions or negative emotions or toxic relationships, it can be hard to let go and move forward. But in reality, letting go is essential. It's absolutely essential to our growth and our evolution. So, if you're ready to take that leap and really deal with those obstacles that are holding you back from letting go and want to overcome those obstacles, this is the show for you. And I'm excited. So, come on, let's do this, right? So, I want to talk first about those common challenges that we face when embracing the concept of simplicity and actually letting those things go that are holding us back. And sometimes we feel like we're constantly chasing after something that we can't quite attain. I know we've all been through that at one time or another. And sometimes I still deal with that. As a business owner, you're constantly working hard, trying to get to the next stage, up level, get to the next level. And you think, I'm working so hard and it's just not there. It's just not happening. But the thing of, if we stay in that space, it leads to a sense of disappointment and dissatisfaction, and nobody wants to stay there. Just keep pushing forward. It will happen. Sometimes your breakthrough is right there around the corner and you are on the cusp. And if you let go, if you stop, you miss out on your breakthrough. It is attainable. Keep doing the thing that you know you should be doing. Just make sure that you're giving it your all and you're doing the thing that you know that you should be doing. The other thing is we have this sense of cluttered and overwhelming personal and professional lives, and we're trying to make the two of them keep on to the two. We're trying to balance the two. But the thing is, our personal and our professional life is interwoven. We are one person. And to interweave those things, to make them work together is where we want to do. And if we don't, it makes it difficult for us to focus because you're trying to balance the two. You're trying to give your family the attention, your personal life the attention that it needs, and you're trying to give work the attention that it needs so that you can succeed. But what it leads to is burnout and decreased energy and motivation and creativity. When we're burnt out, we're not energetic. When we're burnt out, we can't be as creative as we could because we're so tired. We're spent. And when you're that way, you don't have the motivation that you need. And then other things that stand in our way is we miss out on those opportunities of joy and fulfillment because we're so caught up in the frustrations and disappointments that we're dealing with right then and there. We're too busy seeing the negative. We're too busy locked in on what we don't have, what's not happening. Oh, I always, or this always happens to me. I never. We're using the wrong language. Instead of what can I do? How can I? And so then we're stuck into another thing we're also often stuck into is comparison. is looking at what others have, what's happening in their lives, and thinking that we're supposed to have that too. But that isn't necessarily what's best for you. And you don't know what having that can bring along the journey of your life, what's before you, what good things or bad things that are before you. And so stop comparing yourself to others. Look at what it is you have right then and there, and being content and joyful in the space you are now, having gratitude for that time. And then also, we concentrate on the lack, always feeling that less is more. I mean, that more, I'm sorry, always feeling that we need more, and not understanding that less can be more. And so you may need to rerun this back of the replay to get that one and understand what I was trying to say then. But don't concentrate on the lack. Can you feel that I am so passionate about this, that I am talking over myself because I want you to get it? We choose not to pursue simplicity due to fear in our lives, lack of knowledge in our lives, and a resistance to change. And so I want to really focus in on each one of those. Fear. When we have fear in our lives, we fear it so much that we don't let go of those things or habits that we're familiar with, because we have the fear of the unknown. We have a fear of what would life be like without those? Can we handle what it would be like if we didn't have those? We can't visualize or come to the understanding of what letting go would look like. And so we hold on to that fear because it's what we're most familiar with. And then having that lack of knowledge, not knowing how, just simply not knowing how to let go, not knowing how to make that space, not knowing how to move past those obstacles, and then not understanding the benefits. What happens if I let go? What happens if I overcome this obstacle? What does it look? What are the benefits? What good things will it bring into my life? I have no preconceived notion, no understanding of what that benefit would look like. And so, how do I let go of that thing? And then we have no guidance on how to even get started. How do I do this thing? What are the first steps I take? What does it look like in my life? And that brings us a resistance to change. If we don't know what it looks like or what to do or how to do it, how do we resist that change in our lives? Even if you know it would lead to a happier, more fulfilled life, but it's a change. And we're holding on to that fear. And so what do? How do you get comfortable with the new if you're so comfortable in your current routine? If that discomfort has become so comfortable because you know it, how do you let that go? We're so locked into that familiarity that we can't move forward. We're worried about disrupting our own status quo. But is that what you want for the rest of your life? Is that where you want to stay? Is that where you want to live? And so with that, I want to give you strategies for overcoming these challenges and staying on track. And so the first thing you want to do is acknowledge and understand your fears. Acknowledge, yeah, this is a fear, but I can begin to work through them. I can begin to identify and acknowledge that this is a fear, and then find the steps, engage in the steps that I need to take to work through it. And then you want to create a plan. Educate yourself on the benefits of simplifying those things or moving those things out of your life, and the impact that it would have once you do that, how you would benefit and the greater impact. And then what are the, make that plan moving forward. What are the steps you can take? What are the goals you can set? How do you break them down? What are the smaller steps? How do you even break it down smaller so that you can start making that it doesn't seem insurmountable? And so then you finally start feeling more in control of what's going on in your life because you take that one simple step. And once you take one step, you put that foot in front of the other and you take the next step and the next step. And finally, you're running, right? Because you're taking the steps to move forward. So the thing is to start small with decluttering and simplifying. And you can do simple things like start with your physical space. Start with making those small changes right there in your physical. What are the things that you can do? Filing things, putting things away right away, creating a space that creates calm for you. But what are those things that you can do to start making those larger changes, those mental and emotional changes that you make? And then start celebrating the process. Be kind to yourself along the process. Hey, I cleared my desk today. Hey, I told someone I'll no longer allow them to talk to me this way anymore. But start making those simple boundaries, taking those simple steps to start decluttering your life, and then celebrate them. Hey, I did that. Celebrate them just by acknowledging that you took that step and did it. Did I say that correctly? And then surround yourself with positive, supportive individuals. There is nothing more powerful than having a supportive group of people around you. I always say, who's in your front row? Who are you allowing to fill your front row, to lift you up, to encourage you, to celebrate with you? And then seek guidance and support from a coach or a mentor. This is someone that is able to see from the outside, see different perspectives from you, being able to look at things and in a different perspective and share it from an uninvested way so that you can see truthfully what's going on in your life. And then they're there to give you guidance, share their experiences, their knowledge, their know-how, share all the the encumbrance of their knowledge with you, the fullness of their knowledge with you, their experience with you, and then hold you accountable. That's what a coach and a mentor does for you. And so, in conclusion, with this, ultimately simplifying our life and letting go of what does not serve us can help us awaken joy in our life. It helps us want to wake up in the morning. It helps us embrace gratitude in our lives. And so one of the common issues that you may have is that preconceived notion of what joy and purpose actually looks like in your life. And I want to help you focus on that the internal validation and stop focusing on that external validation and material success instead of what internal fulfillment is for you. And sometimes we don't even know how to create that or find that or identify that. What is the internal validation that we can create in our lives? And how do we create that? And how do we do that? And how do we find that? Additionally, you may not have a clear understanding of your values and your priorities. What things are really important to you? and why you've chosen them to be important for you in your life. And in getting rid of those things that no longer serve you, to overcome these obstacles, it's important to cultivate self-awareness, mindfulness, resilience, and establish that supportive community that I talked about earlier, and have an accountability system like a coach and a mentor. And so I want to share with you what I love doing with my clients. It is so important that I understand their unique challenges and obstacles in their lives, that I help them seek, and set clear goals for their lives and what that looks like with them. And I work with them to set attainable and measurable goals. Remember that SMART goals? But those goals have to align with their personal values and aspirations. So setting these clear goals that align with your aspirations and your values. And then I help provide them with guidance and support on how to create that blueprint to make this happen. And I encourage and I motivate them along the way. And I love providing practical tools and techniques on how they can do this. And then I love holding them accountable, because I have coaches in my life to hold me accountable, to give me guidance. And so I regularly check in on them to make sure they're doing the things that they said they want to do. And then finally, I love, love, love celebrating their successes. What fun is celebrating by yourself, right? So I celebrate with them on their milestones and their successfuls. And so I would love to do that with you. And so I encourage you to check out Joyful, a transformational mini course that I've created to help you create joy in your life, create a life full of joy, and help you obtain that. And so I'm going to put how you can do that in the comments below. But it's https://masteringyourmonday.life/joy. Go ahead and sign up for my joyful course. Sign up for the early access waiting list. Until next time, I am so glad that you joined me here today so we could talk about the obstacles and how to overcome those obstacles of letting go those things that do not serve us in our lives. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.